Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're watching this video. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. This is Preacher Z here, aka ZTR, back again with another video. I want to say Happy New Year's to everybody that have tuned into the channel, to all my subscribers, all 300 of them, over 300 of them, should I say. I thank you so much because I do these videos for you. You know, I do these videos to pretty much well inform everybody about what's going on. You know, me being a child of God, I gotta speak the truth. Okay? Yes, don't get me wrong. I like talking about other topics. You know, I like my sports and everything. I may talk about other things, but what's importantly is about my relationship with God. And me, who's going to school to be a pastor and a counselor, these are things I gotta do. And I'm just gonna give you a disclaimer right now. If this video scares you and you mentally or physically, you mentally can't handle it, then by all means, you need to just turn off the video and tune on to another channel or watch something else. Okay, I don't want to. I don't want this video to offend nobody. I don't want this video to scare nobody. Because I do realize that my faith in God and my spirituality is on a much higher level, and everybody's not gonna be able to handle these type of videos. And YouTube, please, and Instagram, Facebook, social media, please don't shut me down. I'm buying out that council coach in the name of Jesus. Again, I'm doing nothing wrong but reporting on news, stuff that's already been reported on by other media. That's all I'm doing. Okay? I'm not trying to copyright nobody else's stuff. I'm not trying to step on no toes. I'm just informing people about what's going on. Okay? So with that being said, again, this video is going to be towards the one world government. I'm going to basically explain where we are as of 2022 because, believe it or not, folks, we're in Revelation. Where our timeline is now, this is the book of Revelation. But where we are now, we're in the beginning stages of Revelation. This is right before the tribulation force happens. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you how the one world government is forming, and I'm gonna show you the man that's pretty much the main piece that's responsible for putting this all together. Who the Antichrist is actually using? Because believe it or not, y'all, the Antichrist is out there. He's alive and well now. It's just he's not gonna reveal himself until after God then came back. The rapture got to take place first. So we're right before the Antichrist reveals himself. Okay? Before God ain't came back yet. We're right before the rapture hits. And I'm going to be explaining to you in the Bible, and I'm going to basically explain to you what's going on as far as the timeline. That's why it's very important, and I'm going to say this by all respect. You got to get yourself right with God. You got to know the truth. Okay? Because there's too many people on YouTube that are sitting up in here lying and playing with God. Okay? They know who they are. I've already had to expose at least 4 or 5 of them on this channel over the last 6 years. I've been on YouTube. Or more than that. Now. I think it's like 7 years now I've been on YouTube. I've exposed a lot of people for sitting up here lying. They'll tell you about the mark of the beast, but yet they have not read Revelation from the 1st chapter to the 14th chapter at all. There's even scriptures like 2 Corinthians that even talks about the mark of the beast, or talks about the devil, the Antichrist. They have not read the Bible at all, or they don't believe in the Bible. They don't believe in God, but they want to tell you about the mark of the beast. Okay? These same people out here scaring you with this pandemic, telling you that a vaccine that's supposed to help you, right, keep you alive is evil, right? But these same people are not educated. They don't got a PhD, let alone a master's degree at all. They don't know what they're talking about, but they're trying to scare you. I've had to talk to somebody on my channel today not to be scared. It's some dude, no, I'm not going to name names. He straight told me, oh, 2022 is going to be the worst year of all time. But I told him 2022 is going to be a great year for me. Why? Because I got the joy of the Lord in my soul, in my spirit. Okay? I got God in my life, so I don't got to worry about nothing. I told him he needs to stop thinking with that mindset. You think of that mindset, your year is going to be negative. But if you think positive, you're going to have a positive year. But now let's get down to business, shall we? So as you can see from the title, North State Media hails Trump-Kim meeting as a victory for peace, right? I'm going to explain what this all is because people need to know these presidents are playing a role, okay? Trump and Biden, they're playing a role. Everything is geared towards the one world government, okay? They're playing their part because they've been instructed to, okay? I'm going to tell you all how this ties in, and we're going to read a little bit of this post. But before we continue, let me just read from you a scripture. Okay, and this is in Revelation chapter 13. The beast from the sea. I'm going to explain this is who the Antichrist is, because he's out here now and where he's coming from and what his plans is. Okay? Again, this is why I tell y'all, people need to read the Bible. You need to know what's going on, okay? And if you don't believe me in what I'm telling you, go research this for yourself. Okay? You're welcome to open up the Bible and turn on Revelation and read chapter 13. Okay? Let me just say this before I continue. It'll make this crystal clear. Anytime somebody is telling you something and you don't believe them or you don't get what they're telling you, go back and backtrack what they're telling you. Do research on it. Research things for yourself. Don't always be spoon-fed information. Okay, because this is how the media is getting you. Okay? There's a lot of people out here that are lost. They don't know the truth at all. Read things out for yourself. And I'm demonstrating now. So when I make certain posts on Instagram or Facebook that a lot of people don't agree with, you think it sounds crazy? It's only sound crazy to the ones who actually don't understand what's going on. Because they themselves have not looked into it already. They don't know what's going on. So of course it's going to sound crazy to them because they're hearing it for the first time. But shouts out to the people who actually do know the truth and know what I'm talking about, who get it. Right? Now let's continue. And this is the beast in the sea. And this is in Revelation chapter 13. Now I'm reading from the New Translation Version. Okay, this is a New Testament Bible that I acquired last year. And it starts. And the dragon stood on the sand of the seashore. Then I saw a beast coming up out of the sea, having 10 horns and 7 heads. And on his horns were 10 crowns. And on his heads were blasphemous names. And the beast that I saw was like a leopard. And his feet were like those of a bear. And his mouth was like the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his throne and great authority. I saw one of his heads as it had been fatally wounded. And his fatal wound was healed. So that means when the Antichrist reveals himself, people are going to come out, they're going to shoot him, he'll take that, he won't take no damage. He'll be basically invincible. Okay? But continuing on. And the earth was amazed and followed after the beast. So this is going to happen after everything. When the Antichrist reveals himself, this is what's getting ready to happen. And they worship the dragon because he gave his authority to the beast. And they worship the beast, saying, who is like the beast? And who is able to wage war with him? A mouth was given to him, speaking arrogant words and blasphemies, and authority to act for 42 months, and was given to him. And he opened his mouth in blasphemous against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle, that is, those who dwell in heaven. So oftentimes you see people in the media that go against talk against God. Again, that's an antichrist spirit. Okay, so you guys saying there's a lot of antichrist type figures that are out there, but not like the main one. Again, let me continue. This is the main one I'm talking about. And it was also given to him to make war with the saints and overcome them. The authority was given to him over every tribe, people, language, and nation. Once again, let me read that again. It was also given to him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And authority was given to him over every tribe, people, language, and nation. Okay? So what you see before you, again, this is all orchestrated by the Antichrist. The one you don't see. He's pulling strings right now as we speak. You won't know who he is because it's not time yet. All who live on earth will worship him. Everyone whose name has not been written since the foundation of the world in the book of the life of the Lamb who has been slaughtered. So again, the Lamb's book of life. When Jesus comes back, he's going to be coming back for those who are currently in the Lamb's book of life. So your name is not in that book, you're going to get left behind. If anyone has an ear, let him hear. If anyone is destined for captivity, to captivity he goes. If anyone kills with the sword he must be killed. Here is the perseverance in the faith of the saints. Now, that's just explaining to you what's going to happen. Okay, so right now the Antichrist is forming the one world government. He's getting nations, he's putting pieces in line right now. There are certain people like Trump, when he was in office, who instructed to go make peace with these countries. Okay, again, this has all been foretold in this Bible thousands of years ago. Okay, nothing is a coincidence at all, y'all. It's getting real now. We in 2022. It's getting very real. All right, this is not a game. I'm not here to play games. This is what thus said the Lord. Again, this is telling you about what's going on and what you need to do to prepare yourself. Now, continue on. For those who want to know more about the Antichrist, I'm going to post a link, I think, in the description. I'm going to post a link on my social media. I have a separate video explaining what the Antichrist is, okay, and what I think his appearance is going to actually be, according to the Bible, okay. Because I basically pretty much explain. I also show you reference of movies you can watch that's based on the Antichrist in our timeline, what's going on now. But let me continue. Now, the beast from Earth. Okay, so this is going to continue. So I pretty much show you where he's building nations. Now, I'm going to show you the beast from Earth. This is when he's going to reveal himself. When all this is said and done. Then I saw another beast coming up out from Earth. And he had 2 thorns like a lamb. He had 2 horns like a lamb. That's pretty much a ram. And he spoke as a dragon. He exercises all authority of the first beast in his presence. And he makes the earth and those who live on it worship the first beast, whose fatal wound was healed. So this is the one who got shot. Okay, so when Antichrist reveals himself, there's going to be people that's not going to believe who he is. They're going to stand against him. He's not going to take any damage. It's going to be like the Matrix. And I'm going to get to that too. Because Matrix 4, basically, the Matrix 4, that explains a whole lot. That hits very hard at home. I'm going to show you where that movie was, the direction that movie was going. Because that movie basically tells you how Agent Smith was. That's how the Antichrist is going to be too. He ain't going to be able, you can shoot at him. He ain't going to be able to, you're going to be able to dodge bullets. He ain't going to take no damage. Alright? It's going to be, how Neo and Trinity was going through, that's how it's going to be with Christians. Again, Matrix 4, I'm going to do a review on that movie. Because I just recently saw it last week. I'm going to make a separate post about it. That's coming soon. Let me continue. Let me get back on track. He performs great signs, so that he even makes fire come down out of the sky to the earth in the presence of people. So otherwise, he's going to make you believe that he's Jesus. But us as believers like myself, we know that's fake. Okay, we know that's the devil in disguise. He's a wolf in sheep clothing. And he deceived those who live on the earth because of the signs which it was given to him to perform in the presence of the beast, telling those who live on the earth to make an image to the beast who had the wound of the sword, who has come to life. So in other words, that's the devil's only begotten son. Just as Jesus has his only begotten son, so does the devil. And it was given to him to give breath to the image of the beast, so that the image of the beast would even speak and cause all who do not worship the image of the beast to be killed. Either they're gonna, so what you mean by kill? Either they're gonna behead you, cut your neck off like they did in the Roman Catholic, the Roman Empire, lethal injection, whichever way they're gonna do it. And he causes all, the small and the great, the rich and the poor, and the free and the slaves, to be given a mark on their right hands or their foreheads. Let me read that again. Okay? And he causes all, the small, the great, the rich, and the poor, and the free, and the slaves, to be given a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads. And he decrees that no one will be able to buy or to sell, except the one who has the mark, either the name of the beast or the number of his name. So in other words, the 666 is going to be given to you by him. He's going to be down here enforcing that. So people that tell you about the mark of the beast, they're lying. Ignore them right now. They're deceiving you. There's a reason why I made that video about Lil Nas X, because again, he's making it okay to accept it. You need to know what's going on right now. There's a devil down here, okay? So again, so when people talk about that vaccine is not the mark of the beast. Neither is the RFID chip. Again, the mark of the beast won't come until he reveals himself, and that's after God then came back. Okay? So again, y'all need to understand, you need to read your Bibles. You need to read this for yourself. Stop going on YouTube, listen to a conspiracy theorist that don't know what they talk about at all. They're just trying to do things to get attention, so they can get Google money, because they're that lazy. Some of them have never read a Bible a day in their life, so they don't know what's going on. But let me continue. Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast. For the number is that of a man, and his number is 666. Okay? But before that happens, the one world government has to be formed, which is getting ready. That's happening now as we speak. So now, get to the point of this video, because we're in the early stages. So before he reveals himself, this is everything that's happening now. I'm revealing all his plans. Okay? As you see, so let's read some of this article, right? Because this is what Trump. This was Trump when Trump was president. Y'all gotta understand, the man was never a racist. Let's get that out the way right now. Before Trump became president, and now he's president, many black folks like Snoop Dogg, right? Snoop Dogg, Nas, okay, Floyd Mayweather Jr. They was all cool with Trump, right? No, nobody had a problem with Trump at all. People respect the fact that he had all that money, right? They respected his cake. It wasn't until when the man renounced he was going Republican, then people hate him, right? Because the Democrats, the people in the Democratic Party have taught people who are Democrat to hate Republicans. It's just how it is. Like the Crips hate the Bloods. Okay? But again, this man's job was to make peace with Kim Jong-un. Because before this happened, Kim Jong-un was talking max trash about America. Saying he had a nuclear weapon. Screw America, this and that and the other, right? America's evil. But as soon as Trump came over there, now it's peace, right? Trump fulfilled his role. Okay? And I'm also going to be explaining later on in the video why Trump is not getting arrested. Because it's really, really, really obvious. So it says, North Korean state meeting is a Saturday Monday, the meeting of the century. Notice they call it the meeting of the century. Between Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un and President Trump of South Korean border had opened the door to peace and reconciliation. After a long history of hostility between the two nations, it declared. Over 3 colorful front pages, Radom CM, the official mouthpiece of the Workers' Party of Korea, celebrated with images of 2 leaders meeting each other over the military demarcation line and sitting down for talks to the South Side Korean border. In order with the satisfaction of a historic moment that a sitting United States president crossed the military demarcation line and stepped into our territory for the first time, which has never happened before. Before Trump, that would have never happened. Obama, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, and his father, George Bush Sr., and Ronald Reagan, all these presidents have never came that far at all. But they happened with Trump. Okay, I'm just going to make note of that. Just side note, before Trump, that's never happened at all. From Obama on down, no other president was able to step across those borders of South Korea. Not even in Vietnam. But it was dealt more for the fact that the leaders of the 3 countries, North and South Korea and the United States, freely crossed a dividing line that had previously represented only hostility and confrontation. Okay? So now we're going to listen in. Now we're going to listen into this. Okay? I'm going to get to Russia in a second. But let's listen in for a few minutes. Because I want everybody to really get understand. I want you to really open your ears and pay attention to what's going on.
Varied from countering terrorism, nuclear threats, to refugees and climate change. Nevertheless, the theme of their speeches is everlasting, and that is peace and security.
All right, let me read this again. I want you to go back. I'm going to rewind it again. I want you to hear what this man just said. And this is the key to the one world government's plan. What the Antichrist is planning to do. This is what he's going to unleash on the earth.
Peace and security.
Now, again, when you start hearing a guy, all right, again, I pray nobody gets left behind. I really do. Because I want everybody to go to heaven like I'm doing. I want everybody to make the rapture like I'm preparing to do. Okay, because I don't want to be left behind. All right, but for those who get left behind, when they hear a man call himself Jesus Christ, performing these miracles, right? And he starts talking about peace and safety, you're going to know for sure that's the Antichrist. That's the devil. Okay? That's the devil in disguise. That's the devil's only begotten son. Okay? Because the devil wants power. He wants to get back in heaven. But he's going to do it on earth. Okay? And his job is to make you take this meaty to hell with him. He's going to do it through providing peace and safety. So what the Antichrist has to do, he has to use these nations to unite everybody. So everything is happening, the devil is pretty much controlling this now. The Antichrist is pretty much pulling the strings. He's in control. Okay? Now again, he's not going to reveal himself just yet. But again, believe it or not, the man is out there right now with the world leaders. All these flags represent these countries. These world leaders they all meet in one area, right? They meet in a spot. They don't just meet here neither. They meet in other places. And the Antichrist confines in every last one of them. Every last one of them confine to him. He talks to one of them. Most of them, believe it or not, they know who he is. Okay? There's even higher ups in our military and CIA that knows who the Antichrist is. They'll never tell you. Because if they tell you, they have to kill you. Okay? So I'm just putting it out there right now for you all to know what's going on and to understand what's going on. Okay? That scripture I just read to you, that chapter, that's just what his appearance is going to be. That's just what he's going to be when once everything is said and done. Right now, this is the beginning stage of it. But let's continue on.
Our world is in trouble. People are hurting and angry, and they see insecurity rising, inequality growing.